Hi, so I just wanted to go live a little bit, let you know how I am recovering from my total knee replacement, which will be 3 weeks tomorrow. So just to give you a kind of picture of what it looks like, I'll try to maneuver this as best I can. And this is the scar. As you can see, it goes from pretty much high above my knee to fairly low below it. Trying to do this without falling. So that's essentially what it looks like after 3 weeks. The sutures are the kind that dissolve, so I don't have to go and get the staples removed that they usually use, so that's a good thing. I've been able to take showers, been able to ambulate to the best of my ability. I've had physical therapy come to the house, and they've worked with me on the very, very important aspect of working out the knee, especially flexing exercises, which are imperative, because without those, the hardware in your knee, and in my particular case, I've got military grade hardware. It is much stronger, much more durable, and will allow me to do much more once it's healed. Typically, there are several demarcation marks that they look at in terms of ability to, do certain aspects of your life. Initially, they give you a walker, then you transition to a cane or crutches, whatever you prefer. Everything you want to do supported. You want to be very careful. I have a cane right here that I use. I don't have to. I can walk without it, but I get more flexibility without the cane. I'm sorry, I stand corrected, with the cane. So as much as I would like to walk without the cane, the PT people that come to my house tell me that use the cane so they get more bend in the knee. So right now I'm a little below 70%. The goal is north of 90%, usually around 120 from what I heard. So just wanted to give you a quick rundown. I get this from the hospital. I had my surgery at Mount Auburn, and they were great. The doctor that performed my surgery was great. Dr. Damsgaard, great surgeon. So essentially these exercises, you need to do them every day, and you need to do them several times a day. So I'm going to show you a diagram here. And in this diagram, what you're going to see is the knee with the patella. So for example, up here, this is usually titanium or another metal, and then they shave off part of the bone, smooth it out, and then they put another piece right on top of the bone. And then your patella, which is this little round object right there, they also will shave the back of that and make it nice and smooth, so that now all three components, from your femur to your tibia and your patella, are all nice and smooth, so that they accept the hardware as best as possible. So moving on, and again, there are other exercises, but just starting out, for example, here's something you can do from a lying down position, just simply lifting your knee to the best of your ability. They're a lot harder than they look on paper. This one here, as you can see, up against the wall, bending the knee. Now, the important part of this aspect is how much can you bend your knee towards your buttocks, because this right here is where they measure the amount of flexibility that you have. So the last PT session I had, I actually went down a little bit. And I think it was because I was under medicated and I wasn't able to really push with the force that I wanted to. I was at close to a 70, and then I went down to like a 66 to a 68. Here are some other illustrations of exercises that you can do. Chair exercises that you could do. Now, keeping in mind, in addition to the exercises, what you really want to do is obviously keep your knee clean. You want to avoid infection at all costs. The last thing you want them to do is go back in. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're moving that knee half a dozen times a day. As much as you don't want to do it, as much as it's painful, it's very, very important to do that. Thirdly, what you want to do is you want to use a lot of ice, especially now here in the Northeast where it's really, really cold. I know ice is the last thing that you kind of want to use, but unfortunately you want to use 20 minutes of ice, take the ice off. You can go for another like half hour and then put the ice back on. That's going to reduce inflammation, and that's going to be able to help you reduce that and keep it in a manageable position. As far as medications, the medications that I've been given are Dilaudid, and right now I'm on a titration schedule, so I will be off shortly. As far as other medications, Motrin for the anti-inflammatory elements that it contains, Tylenol for pain as well, and just rest. Keep your knee up, ideally above your chest. That will reduce inflammation and hopefully make you as comfortable as possible. It's really difficult to find a comfortable spot even when you go to bed at night. Typically use a pillow between your legs, your knees, not underneath, but between. During the day, when I sit on a recliner, I'll put a small pillow under my knee, and I try to keep my knee, again, raised above my chest. And again, that's designed to reduce inflammation. Ambulation-wise, I feel like I've improved quite a bit. It's going to be 3 weeks tomorrow since I've had this surgery. Typically, they say 4 to 6 weeks before you can even think about even sitting behind a computer like this and doing anything for a small period of time. This week will be my last week of physical therapy in the house. And then next week, I will be going to physical therapy at the physical therapy location. And there, it's going to be much, much worse. They're going to be using bicycles, I assume, stretch bands, things of that nature. I've been an athlete my whole life, so I'm very, very familiar with working out and keeping in shape. And I've had a knee replacement. Now I've had a hip replacement, left side, same as my knee. Now a knee replacement. I've had spacers in my neck, so I've got metal there. I've also got some metal in my back, so I guess you can call me the Bionic Man in terms of all the metal that I have inside me. But outside of that, is it pleasant? No. Was it necessary? Yes. I'm 63, and it's usually better to do it when you're younger because you've got a better opportunity to do the hard work and recover, hopefully, quickly, as opposed to a long recovery. And again, pain abatement is very important. You don't want to be suffering. You don't want to go to a doctor that's really stingy on the pain meds. But again, you don't want to overdo it as well. You don't want to become reliant on those things. You want to stick to the schedule. Don't take them too soon. Try to time it so that take them out to physical therapy. So, whatever your period is, it's Q4 every 4 hours, Q6 every 6 hours, Q8 every 8 hours. Narcotics are very strong and addictive. And you want to make sure that you don't take more than you're supposed to, and you take them for the smallest amount of time that you need so that you can move on and get on with the rest of your life. Outside, because of the snow and the ice, I pretty much avoided that. Obviously, I'm really not in condition to do that anyway. So I've pretty much been locked in the house since I've had the surgery. But that being said, I've been working diligently and trying to keep optimistic and, keeping with my exercises, working with the physical therapists. I finished OT a while ago. Essentially, that's all simple tasks like bathing, being able to take care of yourself, things like that. My wife has been amazing in terms of being able to support me, always be there when I need something, limiting my time and number of times that I have to get up and get something. She'll always get it for me. So total knee replacement, you can look at all the YouTube videos. There are tons of them, but be selective in terms of usually look at a medical doctor, physical therapist. They know what they're doing as long as they're legitimate physical therapists that have at least a doctorate in physical therapy, which is, I believe, a 6-year course. It's not an 8-year course that a typical PhD would get, but still they're trained to do these type of things, and they do them every day. So those are the things that are necessary for a total knee replacement. If you have any questions, DM me. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you're deciding whether or not to do it, and the doctor tells you he thinks you need to, I recommend that you do, because it is something that's only going to progressively get worse instead of better, especially in my case where I had a great deal of arthritis, which was getting worse and worse, as well as a lot of bone spurs, a lot of debris that was inside the knee. And that came from a lifetime of sports, law enforcement, corrections, military, you name it. And I certainly wasn't kind to my body, but I got a lot out of it. So now that I'm half metal and can't walk through any metal detector without it going off constantly, this will just be another element of that. But again, I'm optimistic and I'm working hard, and I'm trying to get back to work as soon as possible. I think that's important as well for your cognition, for your mental health, as well as your physical health. And those are the essential ingredients to a successful, complete, and total knee replacement surgery. So again, good luck. If you have any questions, again, DM me, and I wish you all the best.